But if you're in front of the right person with the right message, if I'm thinking of selling my house with a stranger that's knocked on my door and they've got like several hours of videos and podcasts online, and I'm going to give them maybe 40, 50 grand and let them into my house and give them a key. And so I'm probably going to watch that if it's available. You know, I'm not going to like just respond to a 15-second ad and be like, here's the keys to my house, come and go as you please, and take 50 grand when you sell it. If there's an option to invest time, I will.
Yeah, I agree with you. And part of it, I guess, is why we're sitting here doing this podcast while I'm here. But I think it warms you up. So, like you said, you're no longer a stranger. And whatever you're doing, you could be showing someone as a mechanic how to change a tire. And if you're doing this and they're watching you, they start to trust you. Or they at least may like you, otherwise they would have turned off. And that in turn will slowly turn them into an eventual customer, would you say?
Yeah, I would say. And I learned that principle from like an entrepreneur accelerator I did with a guy called Daniel Priestley, who's now blown up everywhere. He's on all the big podcasts, but I'd known about him for years. And on that, he talks about a concept called Dunbar's numbers, and he's turned that into a framework called 7-11-4, which is effectively bonding between human beings develops after these things have happened. So 7 hours of interaction over 11 different occasions in 4 different locations. Then you have like a bond where you'd be considered like close friends, where you've talked about a lot of things and you trust each other a lot. And obviously it's difficult for you to do 7 hours. We've got 10 times all of those, right? With the years we've known each other. And I'd say we're pretty close and we've talked about lots of stuff, and we trust each other. But I think you can accelerate that process online, right? If somebody sees they do 10 minutes on a podcast clip they see, and then they bump into you at an event somewhere and they recognize you and you chat a little bit there, and then they see some posts and they read some articles you've done, and then maybe you start talking to them directly on LinkedIn, and then you invite them on a podcast, and now you're starting to build up that time.